All right, you magnificent bastards, strap in. We're going balls deep into the life of Hunter S. Thompson.
The godfather of Gonzo journalism.
You dumped a goddamn Wikipedia article on us.
It is a long one.
Seems you're ready to get down and dirty with this literary outlaw.
Hunter S. Thompson.
This guy.
A man who lived life on his own terms.
Yeah.
Drugs.
Booze. And some of the most electrifying prose
Of the 20th century.
So let's cut the crap and get right into it. This Wikipedia thing starts with his early life. Born in Louisville, Kentucky in 1937.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds like the beginning of a damn good story.
It does.
But hold up. This asshole was a troublemaker from day one. Got himself kicked out of the Athenaeum Literary Association.
Oh, yeah.
Some fancy pants club for snooty lit nerds.
Right.
They canned him for criminal activity. What the hell did he do?
The details are hazy.
Really?
But it does paint a picture. This wasn't some well-behaved, rule-following writer.
Right.
Thompson had a rebellious streak a mile wide, even back then.
And it doesn't stop there. His old man kicked the bucket when he was young, leaving his mom to raise him and his brothers. Sounds like a recipe for a fucked-up childhood.
It couldn't have been easy.
No.
Some sources say that his mother hit the bottle pretty hard after her husband died.
Oh, wow.
But let's not jump to conclusions.
Right.
We can't say for sure how this impacted Thompson, but it's a piece of the puzzle.
Right on. Then he joins the goddamn Air Force. Can you believe it?
I'd heard that.
You'd think that would straighten him out?
Not a chance.
No.
He got himself an early honorable discharge.
Really?
Seems like even the military brass couldn't handle his rebellious and superior attitude.
What an asshat.
Sounds like he was a pain in the ass.
Classic Thompson, always giving the finger to authority. So how the hell does this guy go from being an Air Force reject to a writer?
It's a wild ride. After the Air Force, he bounced around doing stints as a sports editor. Even a copy boy for Time.
Magazine?
That stuffy magazine.
Wow.
They ended up firing him for insubordination, too.
Were you surprised?
No, not really. Shocker.
Wait, hold the phone. He was a copy boy for Time.
Yeah.
That's like the holy grail of serious journalism, right?
Believe it or not, yeah.
Wow.
Some accounts say that he would sit there and type out entire novels.
Seriously?
By big shot writers like Fitzgerald and Hemingway.
Oh, wow.
Just to get a feel for their style.
Dedicated or batshit crazy, who the hell knows?
Right.
You think he was pissed off about getting the boot?
Probably. But Thompson seemed to thrive on chaos.
Yeah, I could see that.
He moved on to a few other newspapers. Got fired from at least one more before ending up in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, now that's a curveball. What the hell was he doing down there?
Writing for some rinky-dink sporting magazine called El Sportivo.
El Sportivo.
Which went belly up quicker than a hooker's heart.
Oh, geez.
He even tried to score a gig at the San Juan Star, but the big cheese there wasn't having it.
So what, did he just drown his sorrows in rum?
Well, he did work on a novel based on his time in Puerto Rico. You know, The Rum Diary.
The Rum Diary figures, but wait a minute. This article mentions something about Big Sur and those Beat Generation weirdos.
Right after Puerto Rico, Thompson ended up in Big Sur, California.
Wow.
Hanging out with the likes of Henry Miller.
Henry Miller.
The dude who wrote Tropic of Cancer.
Oh, right.
It was a breeding ground for counterculture.
Yeah.
And it definitely left its mark on Thompson's writing.
But it also says something about extreme homophobia. What the fuck? This is Hunter S. Thompson, the rebel, the anti-establishment icon.
It's a dark and disturbing side of him.
Yeah.
No doubt there are stories about him making violent threats towards gay men.
Really?
At the local hot springs.
What an asshole.
Yeah, a reminder that even our heroes can be colossal assholes.
Shit, man, that's heavy. Yes, nobody's perfect, even a legend like Thompson.
It's about seeing the whole picture, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
So, Big Sur, check what's next in this wild-ass ride through the life of Hunter S. Thompson.
He got hitched for one.
He got married.
Married a woman named Sandra Conklin, and they had a kid together.
Oh, wow.
He kept writing, too. Landed a gig with the National Observer covering all sorts of stuff. He even went to Ketchum, Idaho to write about Hemingway's suicide.
Hemingway? No shit. What went down there? Did he get all philosophical and existential?
More than that.
Yeah.
He actually swiped a pair of elk antlers from Hemingway's cabin.
He stole them.
The guy was a walking contradiction, a literary thief with a taste for the macabre.
You got to admire his balls. I'll give him that. But somewhere along the line, he's got to run into the Hells Angels, right? That's a story I'm dying to hear.
That's coming up next. And trust me, it's a wild one. Remember that article he wrote for The Nation back in '65 about the Hells Angels?
Yeah.
Well, that was just the beginning. That article for The Nation, that was just Thompson dipping his toe into the pool of insanity that is the Hells Angels.
Oh, yeah.
He snagged a book deal and spent the next year living with those crazy bastards.
He did?
Rioting with them, getting into all sorts of trouble.
Hold up. He actually shacked up with the Hells Angels for a whole year. Was this guy trying to get himself killed?
He definitely had a knack for finding danger, but it wasn't all about the thrill.
Okay.
Thompson wanted to get under their skin, understand what made them tick. He saw them as a raw nerve in American society,
Right.
pushing back against all the bullshit conformity.
But these guys are notorious for being violent assholes. Didn't they beat the crap out of him?
They did. Things went south when the Angels started thinking Thompson was getting rich off of them.
Oh, really?
One night, a fight broke out at a party,
Oh.
and Thompson, trying to protect a woman and a dog, ended up on the wrong end of a biker boot.
Oh, wow.
Got himself a pretty serious beating.
Can't talk about commitment to your craft. Most writers would run for the hills after the first punch landed.
That's what makes Thompson so fascinating.
I guess so.
He wasn't some ivory tower intellectual observing from a distance.
Right.
He was down in the trenches, living it, breathing it, getting his ass kicked for it.
And that whole experience, that's what birthed his Gonzo style, right?
Yeah.
This crazy blend of fact and fiction, personal experience, and wild-ass exaggeration.
Right on the money, Hells Angels was the first real taste of Gonzo. But it was just the beginning.
So how did he jump from biker gangs to horse racing? This Wikipedia thing mentions some crazy Kentucky Derby article.
Yes. The Kentucky Derby is decadent and depraved.
Oh.
A Gonzo masterpiece.
Okay, I got to know what the hell is so decadent and depraved about the Kentucky Derby. It's just a bunch of rich assholes in fancy hats watching horses run around a track.
Well, the article barely even mentions the damn race.
What?
It's all about the drunken madness going on around it. Thompson and his illustrator, Ralph Steadman, another goddamn legend, went on a bender fueled by booze and who knows what else.
Sounds like my kind of weekend, but how's that journalism?
That's the beauty of Gonzo. It's not about being objective or reporting the facts in some dry, boring way. It's about capturing the feeling, the energy, the dark underbelly of an event.
And doing it all with a healthy dose of humor, absurdity, and, a shitload of drugs.
So it wasn't just a drunken rant. There was actually a point to all the chaos.
Damn right. The article captures the mood of the time. The social and political turmoil of America in 1970.
1970.
Nixon was bombing. Cambodia students were getting shot at Kent State.
Oh, wow.
Thompson throws this backdrop of national tension against the drunken spectacle of the Kentucky Derby, highlighting the hypocrisy and absurdity of it all.
Starting to see why they call this guy a genius. He could take something as mundane as a horse race and turn it into a commentary on the whole damn state of American culture.
That's the power of Thompson's writing.
Yeah.
He could make you laugh your ass off one minute, then hit you with a gut punch of truth the next.
And that Kentucky Derby article, that's where the term Gonzo first popped up, right?
Not exactly. The term was coined by a journalist named Bill Cardoso.
Bill Cardoso.
He read the article and said it was pure Gonzo.
Wow.
Thompson loved it, and the rest, as they say, is history. Smart move. Gonzo perfectly sums up his style. But let's talk about his most famous work. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. The title alone is enough to make you want to grab a bottle of tequila and a fistful of whatever the hell Duke and Gonzo were on.
Fear and Loathing.
Oh, yeah.
Goddamn classic. It all started with a simple assignment for Sports Illustrated.
Sports Illustrated?
A 250-word caption about a motorcycle race in Vegas.
250 words, like 2 paragraphs for Thompson.
Yeah.
How the hell did that morph into a whole damn book?
Thompson being Thompson, he blew past the word count and turned in something like 2,500 words.
Wow.
Sports Illustrated understandably said, hell no.
Yeah.
But the publisher of Rolling Stone, Jan Wenner, saw something special in that mess of a manuscript and gave Thompson the green light to keep writing.
Good call, Wenner. That book is a cultural phenomenon.
It's more than just a drug-fueled joyride, though. It's a reflection on the death of the 60s counterculture, the crumbling of the American dream.
Right.
Thompson's alter ego, Raoul Duke, is desperately searching for something real in a world drowning in plastic and pretense.
And finding it in a haze of ether and amyl nitrate.
Right. Well, Duke and his 300-pound Samoan attorney, Dr. Gonzo, certainly weren't shy about indulging their vices. The book is full of insane drug use, wild hallucinations, and general mayhem.
Right.
But underneath all that, there's a deep sadness, a sense of loss.
Really?
We're a generation that believed in something better but watched it all go up in smoke.
Yeah, that's heavy. Never thought I'd be getting all philosophical about fear and loathing, but hey, that's what this deep dive is all about.
Yeah.
Digging beneath the surface, finding the layers of meaning.
Exactly, and there's still a lot more to unpack. His foray into politics, his legendary hatred for Nixon. That time he almost became a goddamn sheriff.
Wait, he ran for sheriff? Seriously? What the hell was that all about? Running for sheriff? Seriously? What the hell was that all about?
This was back in 1970 in Aspen, Colorado. Thompson was sick and tired of the way things were going. Rich tourists flooding in, developers bulldozing the town's character. So he decided to run for sheriff.
RF.
On the freak power ticket.
Freak power sounds like some hippy-dippy bullshit dreamt up during an acid trip.
Well, that was kind of the point. Thompson wanted to turn the whole damn system upside down. His platform was a chaotic mix of radical ideas and pure absurdity.
Like what?
Decriminalizing drugs, ripping up the streets to make pedestrian malls.
Oh, wow.
Renaming Aspen Fat City to scare off investors.
Hold up. He wanted to rename Aspen Fat City?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's hilarious.
It was a brilliant piece of political theater. He even shaved his head and called his opponent, who had a crew cut, my long-haired opponent.
This guy was a trolling genius. So did he win? Did Aspen become a haven for freaks and outlaws?
He lost.
Oh.
Even though he did win in Aspen itself.
Oh, really?
Seems like his radical ideas scared off more voters than they attracted.
Damn, that's a shame. We can one hell of a story if Sheriff Thompson had actually taken office.
It would have been pure pandemonium.
Yeah.
But Thompson's political ambitions didn't end there.
Okay.
He had a deep-seated hatred for Nixon.
Nixon?
Saw him as the embodiment of everything rotten in America.
Who didn't hate Nixon back then? The guy was a goddamn crook.
Thompson's hatred was visceral, almost an obsession. He covered the 1972 presidential election for Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone?
And his articles were like nothing anyone had ever seen.
Really?
He called it Fear and Loathing on the campaign trail 72.
More fear and loathing. The guy was obsessed.
It was his way of exposing the dark underbelly of the American political system. He didn't just report on the candidates.
No.
He immersed himself in the campaign, traveled with them.
Wow.
Got into all sorts of trouble.
Sounds about right. What happened after 72? Did he keep writing?
He did, but his output started to dwindle. Fame took its toll, and his struggles with addiction got worse.
Yeah, this article talks about his heavy drug use. It's kind of sad, you know, a brilliant mind like that wasted on all this shit.
It's a cautionary tale, no doubt, but even in his later years, Thompson had moments of brilliance. He wrote for the San Francisco Examiner, even did some work for ESPN.com.
Wait, ESPN, the sports network? What the hell is he doing there?
He had a weekly column called Hey, Rube.
Really?
Thompson, despite all his craziness, was a lifelong sports fan.
That's kind of cool, coming full circle back to his roots.
It is, but the story doesn't have a happy ending.
Oh.
Thompson, battling health problems and depression, took his own life in 2005.
Shit, man, that's rough.
It was a tragic end to a remarkable life, but his writing, his legacy continues to inspire and provoke.
And what a send-off he got, having his ashes blasted out of a cannon, shaped like a fist clutching a peyote button. That's some legendary shit.
A fitting tribute to the ultimate Gonzo journalist, a man who lived and died on his own terms.
So there you have it, you magnificent bastard. A glimpse into the life of Hunter S. Thompson. A wild ride through the heart of American counterculture, fueled by drugs, booze, and a typewriter. This guy was a goddamn legend.
Remember, though, Thompson's life was about more than just the drugs and chaos. He was a sharp observer of American culture, a voice for the outsiders, and a reminder to never take yourself or the world too seriously.
And if you ever find yourself in Vegas with a pocket full of cash and a thirst for adventure, remember the words of Raoul Duke, buy the ticket, take the ride. You might just learn something along the way, or at least have one hell of a story to tell.